The following podcast is brought to you by the Johners Podcasting Network, found exclusively at WrestlingWithJohners.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here on a new edition of Bucklebomb Entertainment Live. Of course, you got me out of Syracuse, New York, Sarah Visick, and joining us from AEW Are You Elite, the all-elite bearded genius, Gary. How are you doing tonight?
Fantastic. Really can't wait to dive into these great discussion that we're going to have here tonight about wrestling. I've been waiting and dying to come on here to really dive into what's been going around the wrestling world. Is amazing right now.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've done a show, so we got a lot we can talk about. First thing I'll touch on first, we haven't done a show since then. Elimination Chamber. One thing I think is kind of funny, WWE, how they're doing this. They're saying, Bobby Lashley's in concussion protocol, when in reality, he's having a shoulder injury, having some surgery done on it. Going to be out 4 months, but they're teasing that he might be in a title match on March 5th for, I think they're calling Saturday Night Main Event. So.
And they don't think we pay attention to the littlest things. And, obviously when I was finally watching probably the last moments of that match, because as you know, Sarah, I really didn't care for Chamber. And yeah, I don't know why they just don't admit that, okay, this is a serious injury with Lashley. He really had this serious injury. Why don't you just really state the truth of his, severity of his injury? It just doesn't make sense why they do that. Yeah, that's kind of weird with Bobby Lashley being advertised for a Saturday Night Main Event. I mean, especially when that report just came out for the new, well, not the new show, but the revamp of the special of Saturday Night Main Event. So, kind of interesting, to say the least.
Other thoughts from that, the women really rocked in Saudi Arabia. They got to use, some custom gear a little bit. They're still covered, neck to toe as they're supposed to be. But the women's chamber match was really good. We saw Bianca Belair come out on top. So she'll get her rematch with Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. And then, of course, we had Becky Lynch and Lita tear the house down. Fans were really gravitating towards Lita, which is great to see.
Yeah, I did hear some positives about Lita going out there, so good for her. As for the women's chamber match, I mean, I obviously, you guys were commenting so much praise about the match, and I finally got to see the highlights. I was impressed, absolutely. The woman really went out there really well. I wish the match was a little longer, though, but my only little nitpick is you have Alexa coming back. Why didn't you just have Alexa win here? I mean, my personal opinion, it should have been Alexa because, first match in just about a year, maybe more. It would have been good.
If I'm not mistaken, I think her last match was SummerSlam.
Last year?
Of 2021, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right about that, I believe that's when it was. I'm not 100%, but
either way, one good thing, there is a big positive to the result, though. I love the long story, the long-term storytelling with Bianca definitely going to get a redemption against Becky at Mania. But the only problem that scares me a little bit, you got WrestleMania Backlash, that theme. So is this going to be a win for Becky, or is it going to be Bianca getting her good moment again this year?
We'll see. Yeah, and then of course we see Brock Lesnar win the title, dominating fashion. As we find out, he wasn't supposed to come out of the chamber when he did. They're just kind of busting his way through. Got a little impatient, which added a little bit of comedy. Just see him bust through that plexiglass.
I'm telling you, I really will praise his Brock a lot. I'm really enjoying it more than Roman. And, it's just Brock's having the time of his life. He really is. Much as I really didn't care for who won, but at the end of the day, you know, Brock is Brock is really showing a different color side of him, and it makes me really like him even more. I mean, pending on his deal that he re-signed with WWE last summer, I mean, I hope we get to see more of Brock, and this is the direction that I would like to see.
Yeah.
Even after possibly him losing the title at Mania. So
Not much going on with Raw this week. The one interesting thing is in Raw in 2 weeks, we now have a three-way triple threat match for the Raw Tag Team titles. Alpha Academy will be defending against Arcade Bro, and now Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens as a tag team. So probably whoever they want going into WrestleMania as the tag team champions is going to be who wins this match.
So I think our K-Bro is going to lose because of the reports that, Randy and Riddle was going to have a match. So, but I would love to see Owens and Rollins actually have a title going into Mania. I mean, that would be great to see for sure. Same time, like Rollins is getting these babyface reactions, so who knows what's going to happen with Rollins. But I would be all for them winning. Is it too soon for Alpha Academy to lose, though? If this gives Rollins and Owens something to do at Mania, I'm all for it. And that's not me trying to knock on Alpha Academy. I mean, when they won the titles, I was happy for them. Now they're just coming off as a goofy tag team, and I really can't buy into that, especially with Otis.
Sheesh. Yeah, you got that. Just once in a while it's funny, but now, which is probably the point to say overuse it and get annoying. But Chad Gable knows how to work that shush pretty well.
Oh, I thought you were telling me shush.
No. That's Chad Gable's little annoyance.
Good for Gable, though. Good, very good for Gable.
Good to see him getting some airtime, and good airtime for that.
Good.
Also, we had the reveal of Miz's new tag team partner for WrestleMania against Mysterios, and as internet rumors confirmed, it is Logan Paul, unfortunately.
I get it. He's a special attraction. He brings in eyes, I guess. I don't like this. Maybe because it's Logan Paul. I mean, me personally, I think there should have been something else. I know this is gonna sound weird. Oh, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now.
My brother was just calling me.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Logan Paul either. If he's willing to put in the work like Bad Bunny did, maybe change my mind. But, we always get these kind of celebrity appearances every year.
I think my biggest issue that I have, if the other reports true as well, with Johnny Knoxville going up against Sami Zayn for the IC title, you don't need to have two celebrities, though, And I think that's really peeling my eyes out for wanting to really enjoy it. Because I say this all the time, like they have such a talented roster, and they're in the attic. Like you need to expose them, so that's just me.
Seeing Knoxville as, maybe a special guest referee. But
that would be okay.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with that.
Agreed.
Moving on to a little AEW this week. MJF just lighting up the internet again with that phenomenal promo where he just breaks down and says, "This is what my childhood was like this what happened, and just making a question whether or not, if it's real or not. That what really got to him was CM Punk holding that picture last week and saying, "This was the highlight of your life. This was just another Friday night for me." So now it's becoming really personal for MJF and CM Punk.
After seeing that is the reason why on AEW Are You Elite, you guys can tune in tonight for a great MJF discussion because of that one promo. MJF, man, I tell you, like, I really can't believe how amazing this guy is. I mean, it's just the crowd was just eating MJF alive when he was coming to the ring, and then after when he was done with this promo, they did not want to boo MJF at all.
No.
Like, they were really sympathetic for the guy. And that's what I love about the AEW faithfuls is they're smart, they listen. With the tear, I mean, wow, that really hit me. And obviously I watch wrestling every week with my mother, and my mother was literally looking at me. She's like, "This is the saddest thing that I've ever seen." I'm like, "That's what he's doing," And I really think we're going to see here. I think we're going to possibly see a double turn. I said this to a really great follower on AEW Are You Elite, Brittany Llewellyn. If Cody, in fact, is gone from AEW, they really need a strong babyface. That possibly could be MJF. I mean, I know that sounds funny because we're so used to the cocky jackass of MJF, but sometimes you need a motivational speaker, and even if he does turn a face or if he stays heel, MJF is that damn guy. Give him that paycheck, Tony Khan. Give him that belt, something. This kid, I am so excited for.
I mean, there was about a month early in AEW where we did get MJF as a babyface when he was acting as Cody's best friend after that whole Sean Spears chair incident.
Oh, yeah.
So the babyface didn't last long. I think people enjoy booing MJF. So that double turn is a possibility as well.
It truly is, and I'm not. It's funny because I'm agreeing with the heel here. I'm not buying CM Punk being a face. I can't.
Yeah.
It's so hard because of MJF is doing such a damn good job right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
We know how CM Punk likes to pay homage to Bret Hart. Well, this could be that double face turn that like Bret Hart and Stone Cold had. That one pay-per-view.
I mean, CM Punk did say, he would come back, wrestling for a company if the storyline makes the most sense. And maybe will be it. You never know.
Agree. Of course, we heard rumors before the show about Jonathan Gresham and Shane Strickland, mainly known as Isaiah Swerve Scott. They were backstage. They're getting ready to make appearances. We didn't see it, but we did get the first appearance of Buddy Matthews unexpectedly. And what was even more unexpected was he sided with Malachi Black and joined House of Black.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty cool as well. I had somebody poke at me, though, saying, "Oh, this is why Buddy Matthews or AEW sucks because they can't come up with their own created star." I'm like, what? And this guy was saying, "Oh, look, he still has the same attire that he had at WWE." Okay, what if that's what Buddy Matthews wanted? But no, in all seriousness, I think this is a good signing for sure. I keep saying this time and time again. They need to get these trio titles done. They need to get these done now because, telling you, I was reading this today, Sarah. I think I counted 13, 14 faction/tag teams. That's a lot. They really need to make those trio titles.
Yeah, I think we need to get Rampage up to 2 hours so they can fit the bigger roster. Because there is another star that's coming. We'll get to him in a minute. You need more time to fit more talent and get those trios titles.
Totally agree.
But also, Jeff Hardy was on podcast, and he let us know that he was heading to AEW pretty much as soon as his 90 days was up. So, Hardy Boys, it's coming.
I was going to say, how ironic is it that it feels like they have it planned, like for real, because literally his 90 days up is the Wednesday after Revolution.
Yep.
It's just amazing how well they have these things planned. It's just ironic. So we're gonna see that debut definitely. So next Wednesday, I'm sorry, the following Wednesday. So
I think we kind of see the writing on the wall about Matt Hardy getting kicked out of the Andrade Hardy family office. So
thank gosh, drop that faction as a whole as well. Butcher and Blade, perfect example. Like Butcher looked amazing. I mean, he looked really good last night.
I'm surprised. I thought he was supposed to be out another couple months with an injury, but I guess healed up or was misdiagnosed or something. But hey, it's great to hear.
Yeah, I mean, he looked fantastic shape.
We'll get off AEW for a second because I did see a report today while we're talking about injuries. We'll switch to Impact for a minute. Moose is apparently working through an injury as well. It's reported he's got a torn labrum, but is working through it. Painfully, I'm sure.
That's a warrior right there.
Yeah.
Very good by Moose, but very risky at the same time. Hopefully Impact will give him time to heal, hopefully.
A lighter schedule, hopefully.
Yeah.
It was also reported today, we anticipated Brian Cage leaving AEW. We expected him to be one of those contracts that just wasn't going to get, re-signed. Apparently there was an option for AEW to pick up Brian Cage for another year, and that's what Tony Khan did. So Brian Cage is with AEW for another year.
I'm just like Brian Cage. He was surprised, and so am I. I really thought he was going to be on his way out for sure. Tony Khan must have something planned for Cage, perhaps. Finally. So I just hope they finally use him. I mean, and maybe Melissa Santos won't say anything.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Also, today, reports leaking out that Cesaro is leaving WWE. He signed that one-year extension last year, and it has run out. They have not come to terms on a new deal.
My personal opinion with that, sir, I think WWE put all their stock into AJ Styles, which again I think is rightfully deserved.
Mm-hmm.
Same time, Cesaro deserves a really good contract as well, but I hate using this term, but unfortunately, this was one of WWE's one of the biggest wasted talents because Cesaro has so much potential, and it's non-compete as well. Basically he can go anywhere now. So he had something good with Eddie Kingston back in the day. So
we'll see.
We shall see.
He can go anywhere. He could still resign with WWE. They could come to a new deal later on. I think he'll be good at Impact, or if Ring of Honor is going to start back up, as reported, you might do well there. Or you can just stroll through the indies across the country as well.
I mean, there's many options out there for sure. I mean, if he really wants to get brutal, there's GCW. There's, as you mentioned, ROH. Maybe CYN, the one that's opening up here in like a month and a half. So, I mean,
we're seeing a lot of big names go to Prestige Wrestling up in the Pacific Northwest as well. We got Taya Valkyrie's up there. Malachi Black has been doing some matches up there. if they're pumping out the paychecks, maybe Cesaro heads up there for a few matches.
All I know is, Sarah, what a time to be a fan. You know it? It's crazy.
If fans could all just get along and stop being, as toxic as we are sometimes, this could be another golden age of wrestling.
I really hope so. I mean, I just, yeah, don't get me wrong. I am guilty as charged. When I point out my opinion on Facebook, people had to poke me as well. And at the same time, I don't go above and beyond with really bizarre stuff. But yeah, I do agree. I just want us to get along. Like, everybody, come on, let's, like, with this war that's about to take place, let's not have a war on Facebook with stupidity. Just saying. Come on, like.
Other news getting announced today, WWE has partnered with a company named On Location. They're going to partner with their big premium live events, I believe the big 5 pay-per-views, basically to handle the package travel deals.
Good for WWE, though. I mean, they're really known to, make it worthwhile. So good for them. Good for them.
We got Serena's that's on tonight as well. I believe you're a little more familiar with that than me. Do you know what the card is for that tonight?
Well, with thinking on top of my head, I only know a couple. I believe Shane Strickland's in a match. We see Santana going up against, Jonathan Gresham for the title. So that should be pretty good, I think. And yeah, you might have to pull up that card, Sarah.
Yeah, so I'm looking to do right here. Okay. Jonathan Gresham is defending the Ring of Honor World title against Santana of Pride and Powerful. You've got Jay Lethal versus Baron Black, Serena D versus Lisa Hall. I hope I'm not butchering that. Davey Richards versus Swerve the Realist, who is Shane Strickland. Daniel Garcia and Kevin Blackwood versus Joe Keys and Dante Caballero. Let's see, we got what they're calling a terminal eliminator match. Kenny Alfonso versus Leon Ruff versus Trey Lamar versus Chris Sabin. Killa Kate versus Queen Amanita. And Invictus Cash versus Adam Priest. So some big names on that card.
Those are really good names for sure. I just hope it's a better pay-per-view than last time. I mean, it was really tough to get into, and it's not because of the production. It's just the wrestling was a mess. I don't like a few of their rules, but I get it. WWF used to do it back in the day. Once you eliminate them, like, basically you throw them over the rope twice and you're eliminated. I don't like that rule. It's just...
Well, you gotta do something different. You gotta do something different to make yourself stand out, I guess. Maybe that's what they're trying.
Perhaps. I think it's because Moose looked pretty weak when he got that. Yeah, just no. Anyway.
Well, that's all that I got. Yeah, you got any other things you want to discuss or bring up?
I guess good news for Angelico, by the way, if anybody wants to know. Angelico is recovering from a torn ACL, so that's good news for him. I was wondering what was going on with that. So that's good news there. For NWA, we got the Crockett Cup coming up, if anybody that follows NWA, so it should be really good. I'm not even going to name off all these names for the G1 Cup, I believe it is. That's coming up soon. That I would love Chase Owens to win because I'm a big Chase Owens guy, but who knows with that.
Maybe we can get a couple people who will do like a special G1 edition live show.
That would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely a lot of buzzworthy stuff. going on with the wrestling world for sure. If you guys want to keep up on that, or with pretty much all the wrestling news that you really want to know, please follow us here on Bucklebomb Entertainment. We will try our very best to give you the very, very most exciting wrestling news possible. So, and that's what we strive for, is to make all of you aware of the wrestling news that goes on. So,
And this Sunday, we're releasing our first wrestler interview in a while. I sat down with Tony Derricks. He does a lot of indie work out in Michigan and Midwest area. So that'll drop Sunday afternoon. Stay tuned for that. We'll be getting hopefully some more of those up soon. Revolution's coming up in about 2 weeks or next weekend. So we'll probably run a discount special at our shop at shopbucklebomb.com. We'll be running shirt sale. And don't forget to join Gary in just about 17 minutes. He's got a show coming up to talk about MJF.
very excited for that one, that's for sure. And for everybody that has submitted their throwing questions on there about MJF, very grateful. I think I've read like 57 new messages that came in today. I'm not going to read all 57, but maybe I will. It's great for the support on there, but most importantly, guys, I can't thank this enough for Sarah letting me be a part of this team here on Bucklebomb Entertainment. So definitely follow us, guys. Follow us on TikTok as well. Sarah and Brian does really good on there. So
Yep. Follow us on TikTok now at Bucklebomb Entertainment on there. We're starting to put out some daily, or at least almost daily content with that. So you can check for news clips there as well. Other than that, you guys have a good rest of your night.